This is Ron Lohenberg again from Randy Keel Honda, and no, you didn't accidentally just click replay on your video. This is a different car. This is a 2020 EX CRV. It just happens to be in lunar silver, just like the last one. So what the EXs add, they add a couple of little different things. They add, for example, LED fog lights down there, 18-inch rims that are standard on the EX and EXLs compared to the 17s that are on the LXs. A couple extra little niceties. If you see on the inside, it has faux wood trim. Don't worry though, if you don't like faux wood trim, they do make an alternative so you don't have to deal with it. Another thing that the 2020s add that I've neglected to mention in the previous video is if you see down there, these USB ports are in a different shape than they used to be. They used to be down in the center console area. One neat thing about the center console area, it got a lot easier to use. So it used to be there's this one big L-shaped piece. Now it just slides and flips up. So you lost a little bit of space, but the overall console got a lot easier to use. So you have a couple more options now. Of course, this console does slide forward as well. The interior, color-wise and everything like that, and seats are the same as in the EXs, in the EXs and the LXs. Another thing you get on the EXs, of course, is a sunroof. I'm going to keep heading to the back, show you what else you get. So another thing you get, it's kind of hard to see from here because of the sun. A little bit of a little feature, but the rear spoiler is painted now, because I guess painting is expensive. Another thing that is painted that was not painted on the LXs is the mirror caps. They were black on the LXs, and the door handles. So another thing you get, I'm not gonna let you see me because I don't want you to, is, if you see right there, blind spot monitoring. That's a really nice added little feature on the EXs. You also get a 12-way power driver's seat with 4-way power lumbar adjustment. And when you get into the car, you can see the screen's a little different. You also get heated seats because, as I've said in multiple of my videos now, I don't really think you can live in Iowa without having heated seats. So another nice couple of things that you get up here is you get the 7-inch touchscreen, which has been around since 2017 in the CRVs. You also get a feature on there called Honda Link. So what that is, if you're buying this for your daughter, son, granddaughter, what have you, or even if you're just worried about getting into a car accident, what Honda Link does is after your car is hooked up via Bluetooth, the car is going to automatically call 911 through your cell phone if you ever get into a car accident where it deploys airbags. We had a customer that got into a car accident with one of these vehicles where they got in a wreck. 3 minutes later, police were there. Her husband was following her because they were taking their kids to a basketball game, and even the husband couldn't get her out of the car as fast as it took police to get there, is how fast that calls for assistance after you get into a car accident. Of course, it still has the auto start stop and everything like that. That is a standard feature across all of the 2020s. You can see you also have push button start on the EXs. One nice thing about push button start, of course, is you don't have to carry a key around with you. You just put it in your pocket. But because it is a push button start car, it also makes it a lot easier to have remote start. And every EX and above CRV has remote start. One nice thing too about having these push button start keys doesn't mean you got rid of the key itself. So if I could do this one-handed, there we go. You see, you still have a physical key in the back of the fob itself, and they do that in case the battery dies to the car. So now Honda's vehicles are going to give you about a 3 months notice. I'm just going to put this down. About a 3 months notice to when your battery is dying, and it's going to flash up here and give you a little bit of a display to tell you, hey, the battery's dying, you should have it replaced. We can do it in our service department over there. It's about $3. So it's not too expensive. It's not like it's a big repair. So that screen up there can also change. So what I'm doing is I'm hitting this little guy, that little button, and then after that screen's up, you can hit the left and right arrow keys to cycle through what is being displayed. So from what your fuel economy is, how alert you are being based on how often all the active safety systems need to kick on, what your all-wheel drive system is doing, when it's time to come and get an oil change, what's playing on your radio, what's going on your phone, and if you ever go to Canada. So you have all these options up here. I always keep it on the fuel economy because I'm interested in the fuel economy of the car, not necessarily what's on my radio, because I can look over here to do that. Other than that, though, the EXs sit very similar to an LX. Of course, though, they have a lot more features on the inside. And as I said, you have a sunroof, which I love a good sunroof, just because I like the natural light. And it is one pull open and one push closed. So because it is almost 42, 43 degrees in Iowa in January, I have the sunroof open today. So that little grinding noise you might have heard, what that is the gears starting to work their way into getting broken in so they don't make any noise, so the sunroof runs properly. When they first come from the factory, they make that little noise because the gears are fresh gears and little plastic gears. Other than that, though, that's about everything I can go over on the EX. I'll be back soon with a EXL. See you soon.